You taking a strap? I'm strapped up.
What's happening? What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 104 of SZN Podcast. As always, I'm your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And just before we kick off the episode, guys, please make sure you go and check us out on the streaming platforms. Our Instagram is SZN Podcast and our Twitter is SZN Pod. There's a link in the bio of both of those sites there. That link takes you to where we are situated streaming wise, whether it's YouTube, or Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all that good stuff. We're there. But yeah, Flowz. The aftermath, yeah? The day after tomorrow. Overnight.
Let's get into it.
Straight to the meat and bones, yeah?
Yeah, we've got a lot to say, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, we already know where we're going to go. Massive fight last night. Anthony Joshua, Usyk II, in Saudi Arabia. So yeah, man, let's break it down, Flowz. You know what, Flowz? I'll be honest, right? I was correct, cool.
Yeah.
I called it. I said Usyk's going to do him again.
Yeah.
But I'm sitting here frustrated right now. Because of the fact that obviously I wanted AJ to do it. That's what I wanted to win the most, and I was really hoping that I'll be wrong and we'll be sitting here today with AJ having regained his belts, right?
Yeah.
But I'm super frustrated because in that fight last night, it's for that AJ had opportunities, man. He had so many opportunities. Fuck. He did, man. No, like it's when you think about it and it goes through your head, it's just annoying because he had really good looks to really just drive home his pressure and to really get, have his chances to come away with something last night. And he wasn't able to. And that's just the most frustrating part of it, to be honest, overall. Yeah. AJ was it was definitely a much more improved performance compared to the first fight.
Yeah. Much
better performance from AJ. But it's just gutting when you see that, yes, he has opportunities to take it there and to go to that place where he needed him to be, and he wasn't able to do it. I think that's my first point. Like, that's what was really frustrating for me.
Yeah.
The judges it was an SD, but after that 12th round, when that bell went, I said, yeah, look, this is, going into the 12th, I think. In fact, even the 11th round or the 10th round, you're thinking AJ needs a knockout, really.
Yeah.
So the right man won.
Lockdown or something.
Yeah, you need to give me something. I'm feeling for something. So overall, the right man won. Yeah. And hats off to Usyk. We're going to break down his performance. But yeah, man, I'm sitting here just with that feeling of frustration. I won't say regret, but just a bit annoyed over what transpired last night. Yeah. I mean, what are your feelings first of all, in just terms of just the occasion, and do you sort of have the same frustrations as well?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Obviously, I was backing AJ. I wanted him to win. I thought he would win. I thought the game plan would be very much different to what we saw last time. Yeah, I'm upset. I'll put it that way. I'm upset. I'm annoyed at AJ. Yeah, I'm a bit annoyed at him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we'll get it out there.
Yeah, because he didn't do what I felt he needed to do to win. Granted, it was a better performance, but it's not the performance he needed to win. If he fights the best performance of what he went out to do, he loses 10 times out of 10 with that same performance. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That same strategy, should I say? He loses. But yeah, let's get into it, man. We'll do the round by round thing.
Yeah, okay.
We'll break it down. We'll say what he didn't do and what he did do.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so round one. Were you happy? How do you see round one, first of all? Were you happy with AJ's start, and could you tell straight away what? Obviously, it's early doors, obviously, but were you thinking, oh, this looks a more solid AJ, that kind of stuff? Because first thing I noticed was, for me, AJ looked in terrific shape.
Yeah.
Pause. No, AJ looks incredible. He looked really, really good. I could tell that he'd really put in the work in the camp. He looked, to me, he looked menacing. Like, as in when you're lining up and stuff, I think he looked ready. You know, you see someone, they got the look in their eyes, kind of thing.
Yeah.
He looked like, to me, he meant business. But so did Usyk.
Yeah.
So they both looked like they meant business. Cool. But yeah, how did you see that first round in terms of what you saw stylistically from both men, really?
I wasn't mad at the first round.
Yeah.
I expected it to be maybe tentative. They both tried to take center of the ring, establish their jabs. That's to be expected. AJ was moving his head more than he typically does, so he was trying to be elusive with his head movement, with his footwork. He was trying to get in and out of rings, backing out. He weren't fighting on the back foot as such, but yeah, he was definitely staying in the centre of the ring, which was good to see. It was calm to see anyway. He's a boxer. It's the first round. But obviously, he was eyeing up the body, which was good to see. Trying to jab to the body, trying to line up a few body shots. So I wasn't mad at the first round. I think Usyk took it for me anyway.
Okay. I think I gave that first round to AJ. I think it was the second round I gave to Usyk. But yeah, okay, yeah.
No, I gave the first to Usyk.
I think if I remember, I can't remember. But yeah.
Not a bad round. I think a lot of people were questioning whether it will come out all guns blazing first round.
Yeah.
And that's not advisable in my book anyway. But all right, first round. I think the first round set the tone for the fight.
I mean, I think for me, the body work didn't go unnoticed for me. I said, good. I wanted to invest into the body earlier because you see with Usyk, it's kind of the same in the sense that he's not really going to change up the way he fights. Usyk for the most part, it's going to be that same constant movement. He's always in constant motion. Head's always moving. Footwork bouncing around from one angle to another angle. His head, his head never stays on center line. It's always moving. So AJ has to try and body is a good start to try and slow this guy down because this guy's always gonna have the speed advantage. He's always gonna have the movement advantage. So banks the body earlier. So every time AJ was hitting to the body, I was like, good, keep going, more. Keep banging to the body. Go invest in it early. Second round again, quite similar. For me, I noticed that the earlier rounds were quite cagey-ish.
Yeah,
definitely. Quite difficult to score. Not difficult to score, but it's like could have easily gone one way or the other way. You could easily score it for one man or another man, I think.
Yeah. I hear that, yeah.
Definitely tight, closely contested rounds. For early doors and second and third round similar as well. For me, I'm just there thinking, okay, AJ, 3 rounds have gone now, for example.
Yeah.
Time's ticking.
Yeah. 100%.
Time's ticking. And you're doing a lot better. You're still boxing this guy. You're doing a lot better than you did in the first fight. You're not looking outclassed. Because there was a portion of that first fight where AJ looked outclassed. He looked befuddled. You're not looking at that. But you need to realise that this is a 12-round fight. 3-minute rounds. Time's ticking. You need to get moving.
And these rounds might not be getting in your favour.
Exactly. They're close rounds. They're not definitive.
Yeah.
These rounds need to be definitively in your favour. And then we're not saying that. Like, I'm not seeing that. To me, you're still playing chess with my man. You're still boxing my man.
Yeah.
That's what I was a bit like. I'm just thinking, come on, let's get going now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Urgency. I feel like again. Yes, big improvement from the first fight, but he got lulled into that chess match again too easily for my liking, man.
Honestly, that's part of my biggest frustration.
Yeah.
Really and truly, he was very much still trying to outbox the boxer. Very much. The only thing he was focusing on, other than the first round, was maybe investing to the body a bit much. But it was still very much the same. I'm going to come here and outbox and maybe break you down as well. Maybe slow you down so I can get to you at some point. That's not what we've been calling for. It's not what we called for at all.
Yeah. First, how many from let's say the first 6 rounds or whatever? How many clinches do you recall there being?
One maybe. One way he put his head and pushed it down and the ref stopped him.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say.
Which
minimal.
It was one, and I was like,
one of note, yeah.
Yeah. Which is what we were demanding. Like, you need to get into. Let's go.
Force his clinches. Force that kind of thing.
So much bigger than him. Get on top of him. Wrestle him. And even when he did clinch at times. Usyk had the strength to push him off.
Yeah, you saw.
Like, why you let that happen,
brother? Like you say, you're 18 stone. This guy's what, 15 stone. Don't let him do that to you. So there was that. And yeah, even though that one clinch, the referee was very quick to get in there, break it up. That should not deter you from keep going. Most fighters, especially the ones that know the dark arts well, will keep pushing it. They'll keep initiating until the referee physically tells them like, oh, It's your last warning, by the way. Don't be doing this, blah blah.
Yeah.
They'll just keep trying. You get me? But it was that one of note, and then yeah, it didn't really happen again, which was really really annoying, really really frustrating. So yeah, middle portions. First, would you say you've given Usyk a bit of a? Would you say he'd taken command of the fight from the middle portions onwards, or would you say it was still very very close?
Usyk. It was Usyk's fight. Usyk was winning the story of the fight, like Max Kellerman would say. It was AJ was fighting his fight. He was letting him do what Usyk does. So yeah, naturally Usyk's gonna take it. He's got the faster hands. When he lets his hands go, sometimes AJ's footwork would let him down and he won't be able to get out of range quick enough. And obviously Usyk has the angles where he would just pivot and piece him up from another angle or get out of when AJ tries to get off his work. So Usyk was taking it for me purely because AJ was fighting his fight and not taking advantage of his opportunities to disrupt Usyk's rhythm and whatnot. For example, AJ would step into range and not let his hands go. Would step in, literally step in and feint and then step back out. And I'm like, jump on him, like pounce on him, bro. Or AJ would stand there in range, in the middle of the ring, and not let his hands go. Like won't step forward, won't step back. It was crazy to me.
And yeah, I mean the amount of times that I spent that fight, I think shouting at the TV or whatever I was watching it. Like AJ would, I guess, catch Usyk with a good shot, or he would catch him with a good body shot, and I would just be shouting again, follow up, keep going, and it was almost as if, I don't want to say he froze each time, but he was reluctant to, good word, he was reluctant to go there. Like this isn't someone where you just got to catch once. You've got to barrage him because he keeps moving. And to be fair, we're on the couch. It's easier said than done. We know how difficult. Look, Usyk's movement makes it very difficult for that to happen. Because he's constantly in motion. You have to sort of follow him around, angle with him, step with him. You know what I mean? So it's tough. Obviously, AJ's a lot less mobile. He's bigger. So maybe I guess Usyk's motion. It was a struggle for him to follow up like that, but again, it's just frustrating because you feel like it's possible, and it is possible because we saw what happened in the 9th round. So he can get to him. And
in portions of that fight as well, where they were in the mid and they had these exchanges where AJ would unload almost. So you'd think it's just attempt it at least, like when you're stepping in and you're not throwing.
Bro, look, there's no, like you said, attempt it. That's the key thing there. Attempt it. Fair enough. If you try it and it doesn't work out and you gas yourself out and you get knocked out, cool. But at least try, because you fought his way in the first fight and you got boxed off. You're doing it in this fight and you're down on the scorecard, in our scorecards. So at least try. We're not going to kill you for trying, bro. Simple.
I think the thing is as well, I felt he needed. You see, like when we spoke about Lyndon Arthur and Anthony Yard. I said the first fight, a storm will come for Lyndon Arthur, and then the second fight, that storm will come earlier for Lyndon Arthur. He never brought the storm. What he did, he brought it once. But the storm should have come a lot earlier. And with this, I wanted to ask you. Robert Garcia in the corner.
I was going to ask you the same quickly. Go on.
After 4 rounds or 3 rounds, he said.
He said you're free. What he said? You're free up. I think.
Yeah, you're winning every round. At this point, horrible advice.
I don't think. As I was going to say, that's not something you should be telling your fighter, especially in that kind of fight. Don't never say you're winning this battle or you're up. But just give the corner advice. Just give the advice in terms of, okay, that was good, but you need to do this now, or go this and do this. You haven't got to tell my man that, I think you're up, all that kind of stuff. Free or easy round for you, you've got that. Just tell him what he needs to do in that moment for the round to progress. Okay, you let him do this to you, don't do that. You step to him, use a double jab, feint to the body, that kind of stuff. That's what I feel like he should have been advising on. Not that 3-0 nonsense, personally, for me.
I think, well, for one, it wasn't true. I don't mind.
Obviously, that's opinions, but yeah.
I don't mind. Exactly. It's the judge's opinion that matters, not yours as such.
Yeah.
I don't mind when corners say you lost that round.
Yeah.
Pick it up, because that's definitely honest. That's honest. If you know your fighter lost the round, say they lost the round. If he was honest, saying that was a tight round, because some fighters want to know where they're at in the fight. So they might ask, did I get that round? What should I do? And they can work on it. So I don't mind it as such. But when you're saying the wrong thing, that someone's 3-0 up when they're not, then that's when it's dangerous.
Well, to be fair, Flowz, playing devil advocate, we just said they were close rounds. So he genuinely could have believed that AJ took those 3 rounds.
But they're close. So if they're close rounds, you say it's a close round.
Yeah.
If like you say you dominate the round, then you can say comfortably you won that round. If it's a close round, you can't go around and say you're 3-0 up after 3 close rounds.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
And even if it's close, err on the side of caution. Say you lost that round. You want to say like we've seen fighters do that.
Yeah.
Like Terence Crawford, his coaches told him, "Oh yeah, you're losing this," and they were like, "What?"
Yeah.
Tank's been told you're losing this.
Tank's
and you're like, "What?" And then they come out and turn up. So
Yeah.
I don't mind telling them about scoring rounds and such. But Robert Garcia, poor advice, untrue advice is what I'd say as well.
Okay. What make of actually no? We'll talk about Robert Garcia later on.
Okay,
let's finish off the.
We'll get on to.
let's finish off the fight breakdown. Okay, cool. So that's happened now, and yeah, we're seeing. I guess like I said, still competitive. Nothing like the first fight, but it's like you need to do enough to win here, and we're seeing rounds being sort of slipping away. You have to get more urgent, and we can see it as in like I said, the openings are there.
Yeah.
And you've caught him nicely a few times, you just haven't followed up. AJ probably has his best ever round against this man of the 2 fights. In fact, it definitely is his best ever round. Round 9. Round 9 comes, and I don't think I've ever seen Usyk in this much trouble at this. It started from, guess what? Body work. That's what initial started off that barrage. AJ banged into the body a few times, and if you notice instantly, that busy movement and motion that Usyk usually comes with, it stopped. Like the head movement kind of stopped everything.
Did he drop his hands at one point?
He dropped his hands, yeah. The body work, it paid. It told. He was tired in that round. And then AJ unloaded. And he exploded, and that's what I was on my feet. I was shouting, like, go, keep going. And he stayed on him for that entire... Brother, Usyk was in hell. He had man in the gulag. AJ put him in the gooey. He was in hell in that round. And I'm there just super happy because it's like, yes, this is what I've been trying to see. Even, I think it was in that round as well when they clinched, AJ rabbit punched him. He had this thing, you saw. So, and the referee like shook his head. I said, yes, do that again, keep doing that. That's what you need to do. So yeah, that round was a huge success for AJ. Massive round for him, and I'm thinking this is going to do him all the confidence in the world. And I was happy because even though he unloaded and he wasn't able to get him out there, he didn't look like he punched himself out. He didn't look tired at the time.
Yeah, I was obviously concerned.
Of course, it's AJ. But he looked like when he went back to the corner, he wasn't breathing too heavy. He looked alright. So I thought, okay, I hope now that let's see how Usyk. Let's see, hopefully, that's going to give AJ enough confidence to come into round 10 firing again. But Flowz, what transpired in that 10th round? I'll be so real, I was rattled.
You see when I said last episode that Usyk's the type of guy that I envision you can knock him down and he'll get up and win the rest of the round.
Brother, nothing could have prepared me for what happened in that 10th round. Usyk literally said bet. And he's come out, guns blazing. And that 10th round was probably one of the peakest things I've seen, I'll be honest. That was a offensive clinic.
He pieced him up.
He destroyed AJ in that 10th round. It was so bad.
Real get back.
I told you I was right. I just couldn't believe what I was watching here. I said to myself, you're joking me. How all that confidence my man gained from that 9th round, gone in an instant. The way Usyk just changed levels, angled AJ to death, barraged him with punches and combinations. AJ, it was shades of that 12th round. Even though in that 10th round, AJ went against the ropes and he slumped back voluntarily.
Yeah.
He went and tried
doing
because he got pieced up so badly. It was bad, man. And it's funny enough because you know in that 10th round, AJ caught him with a bomb.
Yeah, I think so.
He caught him with a really good right hand.
Yeah. That
actually shook Usyk. And then they clinched for a little bit. And then Usyk went and got back straight to work. I said, yeah, this guy's a warlord. This guy is different. Absolutely different. That 10th round, hats off to my man. That's one of the best 10th rounds I've seen. Especially as a bounce back round. Yeah. Sensational.
See, AJ doesn't know what to do when he's under that barrage. Because really and truly, I'm like, why the hell aren't you clinching this guy? Like, why aren't you just grabbing him and holding him? Like, hold him, just standing there getting pieced up. Standing up and getting pieced up like he's got his guard up and whatnot.
Yeah.
But his footwork, his legs are shot.
He's stationary.
He's stationary. He's not backing off. He's just eating shots. Like, grab. Like, granted, we know AJ's been on this path to become an excellent boxer.
Yeah.
So you're studying the excellent boxers. Think of an excellent boxer, Mayweather.
That's what they'll do.
Mayweather's what? You think you're getting more than one shot off? What?
Look, listeners, the famous Shane Mosley shot that rocked Mayweather that Mosley likes to go on about all the time, saying, I almost dropped Mayweather, blah, blah, blah. What happened? He didn't even retreat his hand. He didn't. Look, Mosley got off the best shot ever. Mayweather's legs were gone. What did Mayweather do? He grabbed his hand instantly. Reflex. Just grabbed. And he figures
Mosley's hand was still above his jaw.
And what Mayweather was doing is illegal, by the way. But he held on for dear life, and it worked in his favor. So the way man was rushing to get his hand free.
AJ was standing there eating shots. I'm like, nope. Get him for the headlock.
You think I'm gonna let you tee off for me like this? No way.
And that's imagine when Wilder hit Fury.
Yeah.
Fury just leant on him.
Yeah.
Grabbed him, leant on him.
Yeah.
Like, no way.
Yeah.
That's AJ. He's
Remember
using his size.
Dylan White, Joseph Parker in that final round where White got dropped, fatigue as well, and then there was like 10 seconds to go, and White just grabbed Parker for the remaining 10 seconds. He said, "You don't get that work off me."
You're willingly letting yourself lose the round. Like,
yeah.
You need to. Anyway, up until that point, we hadn't seen AJ take the fight to the ropes.
Yeah.
Put pressure on him, close the gap, close the distance, lean on him. And that's what we needed to see, especially at that point in time when you're getting pieced up and you're hurt or you're tired. Grab him up, don't let him win the round off that. Hold him, lean on him. And that's obviously part of the frustrations I'm venting on this fight.
You saw the difference, because you know how I mentioned earlier in that 10th round, AJ actually caught Usyk with a huge shot and also staggered him.
Yeah.
Usyk straight away initiated the clinch.
Yeah.
That just shows the levels of experience and just knowing how that street smarts in the ring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Usyk straight away initiated the clinch. He was hurt, he was staggered, grabbed him real quick, recovered, and then go back to work, piecing AJ up. And AJ unfortunately is there, letting him get pieced up, letting himself get pieced up. That 10th round was peak, man, and there was a point where I thought, raw, Usyk might stop you though, but obviously he didn't.
Yeah.
Happy didn't, but that 10th round. Then also 11th round and 12th round, you saw Usyk. The activity was he just went to that place.
Yeah.
He said, cool, I'm upping it now. We talked about how Usyk has levels. He will just go up the gears.
Yeah.
That 10th, 11th, and 12th, again, he showed the levels, man.
And AJ's was declining.
And AJ, yeah.
His shots were wilder. His shots weren't even coming for him, his legs anymore. He was just throwing arm shots.
Yeah.
Missing. Legs were finished. Defense, footwork couldn't step out.
Yeah.
Wouldn't step in. The only time we saw clinches was in the 12th round.
Yeah.
Where that's where he wanted to lean on him.
Bro, that's what I'm pissing off so much. I forgot. That's what I'm pissing off so much because what AJ was doing in that 12th round in terms of initiating clinches and leaning on my man, you should have done that earlier.
When you weren't tired.
You should have been doing that from round 2, 3 onwards.
When you had the strength to do it, that's what you should have been doing. He's doing it now to survive when you should have been doing it.
Should have been doing that way earlier. That was so jarring. Like should have been doing that. But yeah, too little, too late.
Bro, I was watching that fight and I was saying to people, Lonzo Coley will fare better against Usyk than
Told
AJ.
me this, yeah, you said this.
I promise you.
That villainous star.
Coley doesn't let you get off your work.
He refuses to.
He was like, what? He would have. I'm not saying he would beat Usyk, but I'm saying he would fare better because the same way we said Chisora fared better against Usyk because of his style.
Yeah.
AJ doesn't have that style in him. He doesn't.
Look, that was we've been asking this question for a year. Does AJ still have a dog in him? I said that's the reason I went for Usyk. I said I don't feel like he does. And yeah, unfortunately, he had to go to a certain place. And there was portions of that fight yesterday where he was there, but again, he just refused to capitalize. And again, you give credit to Usyk because obviously he's not going to make it easy for him. He's not going to let him do it.
Yeah.
But it's like, AJ, you can do this.
It's try, man. At least
just go. Like I said, no shame. If look, we said that. Remember, we said, oh, this is what AJ needs to do to win, but it doesn't guarantee him winning.
Yeah,
you can do this and still lose. Usyk is that great.
Just want to see it.
Just want to see. That's it. That's it. Really. That's
it. Just push him back on the ropes. Like, get him to the ropes. Grab him up. Make it ugly. He's still very much trying to look slick in there. Yeah. So, like, looking slick is like winning.
Yeah. Unfortunately, AJ spent too much of that fight in the mid-range, which is again kind of what he did in the last fight. Well, last fight was more long range, but still, mid-range is still not enough to beat this guy. You have to really be on the inside and rough him up, and just go to that dark place, which he didn't, unfortunately.
Especially when your footwork's not better than his.
Yeah.
You don't throw more than him.
Yeah.
You need to be getting on the inside, not chilling mid-range. Yeah. I mean, he was chilling. Maybe throwing out the jab now and then, but his output weren't enough to.
Yeah.
Got to be chilling there. He should be getting off his work, and my man wouldn't close the distance. The distance control was just torrid. Torrid. Like, if you're gonna, you need to be like he was stepping up in the first few rounds, but that was tentative for both of them. But Usyk's footwork's better, so he's going to be able to close the distance with the footwork.
Get in and out. Yeah.
He'll be able to dictate that. So you step into him, grab him up.
Yeah.
And we're not saying it's easy.
But
try it.
Just try.
Because I know what Curly would do.
Yeah.
I know what Curly would do.
Turn that into a nasty fight real quick. Stinker of a fight, but it's effective.
It's all the belts on the line. You need to do what you can to win.
To win, yeah.
Cody would have been grabbing him. Tight. Cody would have made a horrid one.
Yeah.
Gives him a shot.
Yeah. So, 12th round goes now. Bell's gone. Everyone's pretty comfortable in saying that Usyk's got that again. Judges first scorecard gets run out. You hear 115, 113 AJ. All your thoughts go through your head at the time.
I expected it.
Yeah, I wasn't worried at all. I didn't think,
You're saying a few of the early rounds were close. Obviously, big 9th round for AJ. AJ's the cash cow.
Yeah.
Even though he's the B side in this one, by way of being a challenger, he's still the A side.
Yeah.
Still the home fighter and whatnot. So, a dodgy scorecard is always expected in boxing.
We did say they'll give every chance to. Yeah.
Before they might try and gift it to him.
Yeah. Well. I think after that, I feel like it was comprehensive enough that I wasn't worried that there'll be a robbery.
I wasn't sure.
Really?
I wasn't sure.
Fair. I wasn't. I can't lie. I wasn't really.
When they said that first scorecard, I was like, oh, I'm not sure here. I'm not sure.
That would have been outrageous, but yeah,
we've seen worse.
Yeah, we've seen way worse. We've seen horrible stuff. But yeah, the better man, the right man, got the victory on the day. Other two scorecards were in favour of Usyk. So therefore he retains. But we've got to get into it, man. The aftermath.
Guys, before we get into the aftermath, let's touch on Robert Garcia, please.
Okay.
Because obviously, remember AJ went trainer shopping.
Yep, window shopping.
Came back with Rob Garcia, his new head coach, Rob McCracken out of the picture.
Mm-hmm.
How do you think that relationship worked, given the performance?
So I think it's easy to say that he did a poor job or whatever, because obviously ultimately he was brought in to help AJ regain, and he didn't regain.
Yeah.
And you question the corner work, like you said in the first couple of rounds, he kept saying, oh yeah, obviously you see the three rounds up, etc. But to play, I guess, devil's advocate, I can say that was the performance notably improved from that first fight? Yes. We did see notable improvements in AJ, and he performed a lot better. Question, is that due to Garcia's influence? Don't know. Is that his own motivations? I don't know. But the fact is, he definitely was a lot better. And I did see snippets of the right stuff that he was meant to do, such as the body work, investing into the body early. So I'll be so real with you. I'll be inclined to see AJ with Robert again. Just one more fight. Obviously, it's a new. Don't forget, this is a brand new partnership.
Yeah.
And you know, we always say with fighters, when you get a new trainer, you need to get a couple of fights under your belt with that trainer.
Yeah.
To iron out the kinks and to see if you guys are compatible. So I would be open to seeing Robert and AJ again in another fight. I'm not going to kill him too tough. I do think he made some mistakes, and there's better advice he could have given. But AJ was better, so I will give him benefit of the doubt for now.
Okay.
Go off.
Me, I ain't gonna go off too tough. When it was announced, I wasn't too excited about it. I was a bit.
I got that feeling from you actually.
Yeah.
You weren't too keen. I wasn't mad at it because to me he's got pedigree. He's got a lot of pedigree. So. But
I was thinking I don't think I couldn't. I asked if he trained in heavyweight previously.
Yeah.
Couldn't think of one.
No one of note.
Yeah. Couldn't think of one. The Robert Garcia camp typically works with Mexican fighters.
Latino fighters, yeah.
Latino fighters. Robert Garcia is one who I think is very gassed as well. You see, makes some outlandish statements.
Mikey hit harder than Canelo.
Yeah. What are you saying? Garcia hits harder than Canelo.
I said, Mikey hits harder than Canelo. I said, yo.
A number of times you say it. So I don't know what. So he makes some questionable
That's
statements.
his bro though, allow it, man. That's a little bro.
Yeah, so, and yes, saying these fighters have won fights they didn't win, like the Maidan. So I wasn't too sure. I wanted to see what would happen. I hear what you're saying in terms of course, trainer, fight relationship needs time to marinate. And even before the fight started, I was thinking it might have served AJ better for him to have won before going back in with Usyk, just to see
how it works.
Just to see how it works.
Yeah.
I think in terms of what I saw from the fight, didn't work. Didn't work for me. While we can sit and say yes, the performance was more improved from the last one, I don't think the fight was, in terms of scoring, any closer as such.
Okay.
I think it was the wrong game plan still. I think when you look at, especially someone Robert Garcia was in the corner, Mayweather Maidana. When you're fighting a boxer, Maidana had a lot of success implementing that style as such.
Pressure.
Yeah. Being on top of him, letting your hands go.
Yeah.
Not giving him time to breathe. Not fighting in the center of the ring. Forcing him back to the ropes, to the corners.
Yeah.
Cutting off the ring. And I thought maybe we'll see some kind of iteration of that in AJ.
On paper, that's what I thought would happen in terms of when the matchup happened. I mean, when the pairing came together.
That's why I didn't want to talk to him. I thought maybe that's what they'll go for.
Yeah.
Like I could envision maybe what they'd be going for.
Yeah.
But Robert Garcia as the choice, I wasn't too sure. So I was, yeah, like you said, you got the vibe from me. I wasn't too sure.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw any of that. I don't think you expect him to let his hand, just like tell him to let his hands go, get in there, cut off the ring. Like that's the type of things I wanted to be seeing. But very much still the same game plan in terms of trying to outbox him. So I wasn't sure. I was like, what have you been? Is this what you've been working on in camp as such? To just invest to the body, and it's not even a sustained offense, really and truly.
Yeah.
It's not sustained. It's not relentless offense. It's very much a patient attack to the body.
Yeah.
So Rob Garcia, for me, it's an F. It's an F, bro. Because
would you be open to see them another fight together?
Yeah.
Yeah,
why not? I mean, to be fair, he's better than what Rob Kraken got in the last.
A lot better.
Rob Kraken got what you. Oh no, wasn't. Yeah.
No, you can't wait.
You got you. Sorry,
I was about to say that's such a.
What I say E for? You got you.
Yeah.
So.
That's an F. That is so peak.
Yeah, it's a stinker, man. It's a stinker. But based on the tools that your fighter has, size, reach, weight, power, against the cruiserweight, yeah, man, bully him. That's you get in there and bully, get to work. Yeah, so.
Okay, no, fair enough.
He failed to do the task he was brought in to do.
It's tough, but yeah.
But yeah, he gets a second chance.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's not easy, man. We know this, but
it might have been the wrong choice for AJ to pick him in the first place. So I ain't gonna just put it on Rob Garcia.
Yeah.
But bad advice and bad outcome from him.
Yeah. Damn. It's damning. But yeah, nah. We can keep it honest, I guess.
Yeah.
Aftermath. So, after the results been read out, kind of where I watched a bunch of people, so it was like in my boys' sort of barbecue. So, obviously we're all like talking loud, etc., etc. I look up now and I see AJ out the ring, and he looks like he's beefing someone.
Yeah, someone in the crowd or something.
Someone, like, whether a fan or something in the crowd, he looks like he's fighting, he's going great. Because I didn't even notice he left the ring.
Oh, you didn't?
No, because I think I was probably like discussing with people or just in deep in conversation with people about the fight or whatever. That I look up now and say, oh, he's out the ring, I wasn't paying attention. But I'm just seeing him beefing. And I'm thinking, what the hell was... So it's because someone said, oh, AJ's fighting. I said, huh? I said, yo, what the hell is going on? So I'm there thinking, bro, why is he out the ring? You know, AJ post-fight interview, cool. So I've seen him beef someone outside the ring. I couldn't really make up what was going on. And then I see him making his way back to the ring. And he's got a look on his face. He's got a certain look on his face.
Yeah.
That you're thinking, rah. So he's going into the ring now, and my man's taking the mic off the interview.
He started beefing someone in the ring
as well.
So yeah, the beef started in the ring where
was that when he had the belts?
Yeah, so
he held the belts up.
Yeah. So I didn't see the belts bit. I don't think they showed it initially.
No. Yeah.
But he was beefing someone and he stormed out the ring.
Yeah.
Walks off.
Yeah.
Started beefing someone in the crowd.
Yeah.
So that's what you call it.
Yeah.
And then he stopped and decides to come back into the ring.
Yep.
And then that's when he snatches
the mic off the announcer or whatever, or the interviewer.
No, even before that, before he snatches the mic, he goes up to Usyk.
Oh, that's when
he's talking to Usyk.
That's when he said the comment of, "Oh, how did you beat?" All I caught was because obviously it was loud.
We need to clarify this one.
Because people are taking that out of context, which is pissing me off. But they know it's agendas. We know that.
Yeah.
But okay, so at the time I was in the room that was very loud and stuff, so I couldn't really hear properly. But all I caught was something about, "How did you beat me? I'm stronger than you. How do you
you're not strong.
You're not strong. Yeah. And that's kind of all I caught because my room was really loud, etc.
Yeah.
So I've heard that, just that little snippet.
Yeah.
And I guess I've just been deflated. I thought, rah, no way did you just say that.
Yeah.
That is a really, really bad look. This is super sour. What are you doing? And then on from that, that's when he's got on the mic.
So with that bit, let's clarify that.
Let's clarify it now, yes.
I think what happened was Usyk said...
I've seen the full thing now.
Yeah, the full thing. Usyk says you're strong or whatever.
Yeah.
And AJ goes, you're not strong. You beat me. It's skills that matter.
He said, how?
Yeah.
And then Usyk is just like nodding his head kind of. I don't think Usyk understands what he's saying. And then AJ's then gone and said, it's skills and I think determination or something.
He says, I have character.
Your character, yes.
Skills wins boxing.
Yes.
He said he's basically saying you're strong, but skills win.
Yes. In a nutshell, he was praising Usyk. Yeah. Serious praise.
Yeah.
So, but obviously, people are taking that little, how did you beat me, blah blah, and then using that to fuel the agendas that he's being a dick about it and he's not respecting Usyk's team. He is showing Usyk the biggest respect there.
Yeah, he's praising.
In the sense that he's praising him. He's like, you beat me due to skills and character, etc. And you've got superior skills.
Yeah. That's
what's happened in that moment. So obviously you can get the full clip online now, but people obviously are just
people are still ignoring the full clip.
It's obviously been obtuse, but we know what it's like on the timeline and on social media profiles.
We'll get up to that.
So yeah, there's that. So obviously now I've seen him grab the mic, and this interview was so wayward. So it wasn't an interview. AJ went off on an impromptu speech. To raise
soliloquy,
and it was so wayward and messy and just all over the place. He started off
talking about Reading prison.
Yeah. First of all, I think I heard him call out his cousin Benga.
Yeah, Benga. 214.
He's a regular
214. Benga.
So where's Benga? My cousin Benga. And he talked about how, oh yeah, basically I was a road youth and I could have gone jail, that kind of stuff.
Went boxing from a youth.
Yeah, basically, and changed my life around. Then he called out the old heavyweights. He said, "Oh, these guys saying why isn't he for combinations?"
He also said before even that rant, he said, "Oh yeah, you've got to give credit to Usyk because it takes hard work and skill to get where you are."
Yeah,
yeah.
And he's gone on and said something about he's called out the other guys saying why isn't he for combinations like the old like Washirano, these other guys. I was like, yeah, drop these old bums.
little.
But he was like, look, he's 14 stone. He's actually rude for saying that, by the way, because he's not 14 stone. Man relegated into cruiserweight. He said, "Oh, he's 14 stone. I'm 18 stone. I'm a big guy. Like it's like I get tired. He said, I'm not a 12-round fighter."
Which is crazy because you're trying to be just.
You are trying. Yeah.
Why didn't you figure that during the fight?
Yep.
You should have thought this is 6th round. I'm getting you out of there 6. Otherwise, it's over for me.
Trust. Anyways, he then said, "Oh, let's give. How many belts you have? Usyk 5. That's 5 cheers. Hip hip."
That's crazy.
Then, what killed me was he goes chop chop, chop chop, chop chop. I said at this point I was like, yo, this might be CTE though. This is I would say this is severe head loss, but then I was thinking, yo, he might be concussed, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
He might be concussed.
Yeah.
Because this is so out of character for him.
Yeah.
And just the fact that the speech was so, it didn't follow like a plot. It was all over the place. Yeah. He went from there to there to there to there.
Yeah.
That's what they're thinking. It's all just going through his head right now.
Yeah, he was gonna. Oh man, he was even like doing ad libs in there.
Yeah.
F bombs and.
Yep. And then at the end he goes, Bismillah. And see the way he went, he goes like the other one, the Rock. If you smell, but I said Bismillah.
Yeah, bro, that was hard to watch.
So at the time, I'm there thinking, I can't like. Obviously, I'm just taking it in. It's just fresh off the press. I'm still feeling some type of way because of the fight, and So I'm there thinking, wow, this is real like sour grapes kind of thing. Like you don't do that. Like,
but it was giving praise to Usyk.
It was giving praise, but at the same time, it's like you just kind of hijacked the whole thing and just gone off on a random sort of tirade. So I'm there thinking, you've got to, I guess, lose with class, that kind of stuff. Obviously, I then take a step back and thought about it and just think to myself, well, to be fair, this is very out of character for AJ. He was praising him. This could be some form of concussion or something like that. That's what I tried to, I guess, put it down to. And just obviously a lot of raw emotion just all coming out. Based on obviously you've just gone through that tough fight. You've lost, you've had a lot of pressure on you. Yeah, your head just might all that emotion might just come flooding out. That's what I was thinking at the time.
Yeah.
What do you make of just that that incredible post-fight interview in the ring?
For me, I was watching that. I was like, what is he doing? What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? Like, what is he doing? And I was like, he's concussed.
Yeah.
I was like, he's disorientated. He doesn't know what's going on because from the time he was shouting, left the ring, argued with someone in the crowd, come back, the way he was talking. He's just been eating punches for 30 minutes, and for the last 3 rounds, he was eating non-stop punches. His defense was his chin.
Yeah.
So I was like, he's that. To be fair, I understand why no one grabbed the mic off him because no one really knows what's happening.
Who's going to grab the mic off?
Exactly. Yeah. He was going to grab the mic off him.
That's lost and angry.
But it was just awkward because it wasn't scripted. It was like
it was a bit. Yeah, it was
walking around the ring. He was clearly his emotions were high.
Yeah.
He was high. He was swearing. He was like you never really know. This is nothing new in boxing as well. People have rants all the time after losses and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But it seemed like he was having a mare kind of thing. You feel me? But for me, it was like, this is clearly someone who's just been taking a lot of beat. Like your head's not meant to be hit, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You're going to be disorientated. You're going to say things. So for me, it was like it's clearly a case of why you shouldn't interview fighters after a fight kind of thing.
Yeah.
Especially ones who've been knocked out. Especially ones who've been in a tough fight. And I mentioned before, I think Usyk the same thing to Bellew. When Bellew lost,
we posted on the account on the Twitter page.
Bellew was talking
rubbish.
he was
he had no idea where he was.
Just praising Usyk. saying, what round did it end in? He was like, they told him it was the 8th. He was like, I don't even remember what shot it was. 2 seconds later, he was like, what round was it that you stopped in?
Yeah.
They told him again.
That was uncomfortable. I remember that watching that. We watched that live, didn't we? We said it was a bit uncomfortable. Like,
uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
And everyone's energy was like, he's clearly... They started booing Eddie Hearn. He was like, don't boo Usyk, don't boo Usyk. And then he was like, no, they're booing me.
Yeah.
He didn't have a clue what was going on. And the mic was in front of him and he was talking, he was kissing forehead, he was saying... Similar thing with AJ here. AJ was giving praise, but his head was fried. Emotions built up, a lot of pressure, like, a lot going on, and I think it was all just coming out as such. I thought, he's not going to remember any of this tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's what
I mean, we get to the post-fight interview, the presser, post-fight presser, and that's when we see again just the outpour of emotion from AJ. Obviously, he's confirmed that he doesn't remember what he was saying in the ring, so that kind of gives you the hint that
he said he
concussion.
Doesn't know what he said.
He had no idea what he said. But obviously, whilst he's going through that interview, he's being asked questions from the press, and we see AJ break down in tears. Very, very emotional. I don't think we've seen him do that. We haven't seen him like this actually.
No.
And you see, I guess again, you see what happens when not only do you have so much pressure put on you because AJ's been the golden boy and the face of UK boxing since the moment he won that gold medal in it. So
was that 2012 or
2012? It was 2012, yeah. So since 2012, since he got that gold, he's been it's all been frost in his shoulders. And we said how he's been fast tracked, and it's big fight after big fight from his 16th fight. I think he's just been in stadium fights every time now,
which we've been saying for time.
We'll get onto that because we'll get onto that as well. Don't worry. But it's been that upon stadium fight, and
pay per view
all the time.
2 times a year,
twice a year, and it's always a lot of pressure on him. Obviously, he's always faced that. I guess there's always that narrative that people say that he's not himself. He's media trained. The real AJ, he's all for the cameras and stuff because he's that media trained darling, blah blah blah. And he kind of acknowledged in that interview, that post-fight presser, just how obviously it's hard, trying to be a role model and putting on that face 24/7. And it's real hard to maintain that mask, I guess. And sometimes, obviously, this is an emotional sport. You put your blood, sweat, and tears. A year camp training for God knows when. These camps aren't easy. We know this. These camps are horrible. Sacrificing so much. New trainer, trying to get your belts back, trying to take yourself to that place mentally. It to be in the right frame of mind to try and win and beat this guy. You do better than you do last time, but it's still not enough. Naturally, it's a lot, man. Actually, it's a lot to weigh on the mind and stuff. And he admitted he just cracked. Cracked.
Yeah, it's techie because should we go on to the critics?
Yeah.
Because in that whole situation after the outburst, a lot of people took to Twitter, social media to talk smack.
This is the real AJ.
This is the real AJ. The mask has slipped. Oh, this is embarrassing. Yeah, there you go. This is it. This is the real him. I've lost respect for him now.
He's a dickhead. He's always been like this.
Sour grapes. He's stolen Usyk's moment. All of this nonsense that basically lambasting him and criticising him for that. Now we've said that this is someone with all this pressure on him, and he's just taking punches for 30 minutes, and you're judging them off a moment after all this has been built up, all this has been pent up, they've just been through hell, and you're judging them off that one moment and saying this is the real them. That's crazy to me. This is the real. For 10 years, we said 2012 was when he won the Olympics.
Yeah.
For 10 years, it's 2022.
Yeah.
For 10 years, this is the moment you're saying this is the real AJ. This is when he slipped up once in 10 years, and now you're saying now I don't like him.
That erases all that tip.
He's lost twice before. He didn't do this. He's lost twice before, and this moment is where you lose respect for him. This is where the real AJ drops his mask. This this is embarrassing. He's a prick. He's all of these words after taking punches for 30 minutes, 36 minutes.
Yeah.
And after two camps in hell, the fight being delayed, meant to fight, all of this has been pent up for years. And then you people sitting at home, never had to never had to be a role model to anyone, never achieved anything of note. Never. People said, "Oh yeah, you should be a class act. You should show your class." You've never been in a situation to show class. Never. The only class you show is saying thank you, please, and thank you. Never had eyes on you. Never done anything.
Yeah.
And you're telling someone how to act in a situation when they've taken punches for 30 minutes to the brain.
Yeah.
Taken punches for 10 years to the brain. And built up pressure, the weight of a nation on your shoulders.
Legit.
Weight of two nations.
I was say two nations.
Two nations. You're the face of the sport, and you have all these pet.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
You can't judge someone off that. It's like I said, we mentioned the Belly thing. Everyone was sympathetic for Belly. Everyone was like, this is rough to watch. Where's that sympathy for AJ?
Yeah.
He's been taking a beating for the last.
Hellacious beating.
A beating. And you're judging him off his words where he's it's crazy to me. And all it is people have been waiting for the moment to jump.
I was going to say, it's literally just, these are people that have had these sentiments for AJ for time.
Yeah.
We know there's people, there's AJ haters. It's cool, you're not going to like every fighter. But you see people who are very anti-AJ and they've been trying to push the rhetoric that, oh, he's a dickhead, he's that, he's this, he's that. And AJ's never shown it. So now that he has apparently shown it,
he's at the
based on that, they're just so they're gleeful to jump on that and push the agenda that they see. I told you he wasn't a class act, etc., etc.
It's the real AJ.
To them, AJ has to be damn near, it has to be perfect, which is insane.
He's damned if he does that.
Yeah.
Because really and truly, what he done in that situation, it was just awkward. Really and truly, he was given. It weren't fluent. It weren't concurrent. Yeah, it weren't
coherent.
Yeah, it weren't coherent. That's the word. Concurrent. It weren't coherent. It weren't fluent. It was just awkward. But he really and truly was giving praise to Usyk. Fair enough. He should have let him have his shine or whatever. He shouldn't have grabbed the mic. But pent up emotions and all of that. You can't then sit there and say this is the real AJ or whatever. Yeah. Because no one goes through that. No normal person goes through that.
You don't even know what it's like. You could never dream of it. You could
never. Never. You look. GCSEs is the most pressure you might have felt. It is. A-level's the most pressure most of these people have felt.
Yeah, man.
And while you were crying at results day, people lose their minds at results day. And this guy, anyway, you weirdos. The lot of them weirdos.
It's nasty.
Everyone preaching mental health. Everyone preaching all of this stuff, and then you look at someone, you just see them take punches, and you don't give a damn about his mental health. You don't give a damn about his welfare. You're not even considering it. You're saying, yeah, this is the real them. You eat punches for 30 minutes.
You'll see.
And try chatting.
Brother, like I said, it was from when they took that little clip out of context and used it to push. As I said, you lot are doing the devil's work for real. Like, it's real nasty.
It's like, you know when them people go to the dentist and they get high and stuff?
Yeah.
And then people go, oh yeah, that's the real them.
He's a fiend.
That's the real them. Like what you said, what he was saying in that moment.
Yeah.
That shows their true colours.
Yeah.
They were out of it.
Yeah.
They weren't themselves. They've been high on drugs or whatever. They've been through stuff.
Yeah.
When a woman's giving birth, they're going through something.
Yeah.
Whatever they're saying at the moment, you can't just then jump on and say, yeah, that's the real them. Finally, there you go. There you see it.
Yeah.
If you do that, you're a weirdo, and that's what these people have done.
Yeah. Yeah, F him, man. It is what it is. AJ, look, man. AJ moves. He doesn't need these lot support. I think it's so funny because these lot will be the first to tune in.
Oh yeah.
They'll be first to buy the pay-per-view and stuff. But it is what it is. It was raw seeing AJ in that mode, in that sort of raw emotion.
Yeah. Breaking
down, and he's come out and apologized for what he did in the ring today. I don't know if you see the tweets, but he sent a couple of tweets just sort of apologising and obviously he acknowledged he wasn't in the right frame of mind, it was just raw emotion. Hearn has gone on and also said that in terms of what's next for AJ, again, we saw in this pod many times, because you saw the people calling for his retirement and saying he should call it a day now, he's done, he's cooked. nonsense again. Just want to reiterate that AJ ain't going nowhere. Plenty of fights there for him. Heard the knowledge is the first thing he said is what he wants to get AJ back to fighting regularly again. Which is something that we have been preaching on this pod for a very, very long time. We highlighted that AJ from fight 14, 15 became a pay-per-view star, and it's been a two fights per year pay-per-view star. And at the time we said it's way too, like, he's been fast-tracked in that sense. He's had, if you compare it, he hasn't had that many fights
Because of that.
And he probably could have been further along in his development if he wasn't such a mega star already from early doors. So Hearn is now sort of echoing what we said in this pod a couple of years ago about really AJ should be more active. He should be getting a lot more than just, it doesn't have always, he even said what we said, it doesn't always have to be a pay-per-view, it doesn't always have to be a stadium. How long have we been saying that?
It's annoying.
We've been saying that for bears.
It's annoying because we have been saying it, and it's annoying because now the cash cows, let me shout at her and then let me criticise him. I'm shouting him out.
There's a thing I want to criticise him for as well.
Yeah. I'm shouting him out because he called out the social media bozos and he highlighted AJ's path.
Yeah.
And he's standing behind his boy. Yeah. Props for that.
Yeah.
I don't even know because AJ manages himself, so I can't even blame on her too much.
Yeah.
But running that the pay-per-view run they were putting him on was just milking the cash cow.
Yeah. Which we knew they'll do, but
we were saying that look, AJ's biggest downfall is the fact that he's not fighting regularly at this stage of his career. He needs to be fighting 4 times a year. Not everything needs to be on pay-per-view. Not everything needs to be a huge stadium.
We said it. We've said it bare times.
You need to be fighting everyone regularly. Not everything needs to be pay-per-view. And because everything had to be pay-per-view, they were throwing him against
the big dogs. Tough fight after tough fight after tough fight. Yeah.
He collected the belts in under 20 fights, no? Around 20 fights.
Yeah. Under, I think.
Klitschko, Joe Parker, Charles Martin, White, what's his name? Takam. These are all guys who were top of the game at the time as well.
Yeah. Highly ranked. Povetkin, who got Pulev, Ruiz, Brazil. Yeah.
Wilder was there. They were saying Wilder was a baby after 30 fights still.
Yeah.
They were saying he's not ready for Klitschko. Other man had been sitting on the couch. AJ and it's fast tracked without the stepping stones. He was like, they were just leapfrogging him.
Yeah.
So now he's coming out and saying, oh yeah, AJ's 31, 32 now, and saying we need to get him being regular and having more fights. It's like, you should have done this before. Like, you ran with the cash cow thing for too long. And fair enough, AJ was passing them tests at the time.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say, but we've been saying it. It's the point.
Yeah. So it's interesting that he's saying it now. Now that obviously the cash cow has lost twice. Three times, sorry. Yeah, but I'm saying twice in a row.
No belts there.
And you caught what he said about, AJ doesn't care about fighting for belts anymore. He just wants to have fun with it. I don't know if he cares about the undisputed. I said, wow, you're cheeky. Just because he's lost, I said it because their whole build-up of AJ is that he wants to become your undisputed.
That's what he cares about.
So suddenly now, he said AJ doesn't really care for fighting about belts anymore. That's why because they asked him why AJ dashed the belts out.
Yeah.
And he said, I just think that AJ is tired of the belts. He's paid them so many sanctioning fees and they keep forcing mandatories on him, but now he doesn't care about the belts anymore. They will say what they need to say, and obviously you got a lot of people coming out with woodwork now, etc. It's all background noise, to be honest. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a shame he didn't get the W, and I think the opportunities were there, but it's happened afterwards. It is what it is. We know that Usyk is that guy. Well, we've been knowing him, but yeah, it is what it is, man. I look forward to seeing how AJ bounces back from this. We're still going to follow his career very closely, and in the meantime, we just need to make sure that the undisputed fight happens. Simple as.
I am worried about one thing.
What?
With AJ, what if he has a nuts decline where he's just finished? Because it happens to boxers.
It does happen to boxers, especially when it's 2 losses in a row.
Even after 1 loss, they can decline badly. Like we can get in there and see like a Daniel Dubois stop AJ or something, or like a Joe Jones.
Frank Warren have a field day.
So he needs a nice one. He needs a bit of food.
Yeah.
You need to feed him someone that he can.
Give him something easy. Yeah, no, I hear that. My boy was saying that. He said, look, he's been fighting too many tough guys in the world. Give him Give him a Schwartz. Give him a Separate.
Yeah, give him a Hellenius. Oh, what's the other one? Duhapa. Give him a Duhapa or Hellenius.
Yeah, but let him have some food first, and then
even like a Huey Fury. Where's he at?
That's a Huey Fury.
Yeah, all these guys you keep chatting.
Yeah,
there's a lot of guys out there who
act like
other people are allowed to fight.
What, Cash Ali?
Yeah, other people are allowed to fight, and when it's AJ's like, oh, why is he? Just get rid of he's on the zone now, so he doesn't need to be on pay-per-view as such.
Yeah.
Give him food.
Yeah.
Let him eat.
Yeah. Let's quickly touch upon the undercard real quick. Just for, obviously we close the show on the AJ talk. Wins for Callum Smith. Devastating knockout for him. The fight was a good one. His opponent was very, very game. Let's put it that way. Mm-hmm. I just saw swingers from both of them, to be honest. Both sitting in the pocket trading.
Yeah.
But I think that wasn't eliminated, right? For one of the shots at Beterbiev. Boy, it's not easy. but good fight. Badu Jack was on the card. I didn't catch his fight, but I heard he didn't look good.
5 2 halves.
Yeah.
That guy was Rivera. Rivera was getting to him first half.
Mm-hmm.
Badu Jack tried pulling it back in the second half, but Badu Jack got a gift that's been a long time coming.
To be fair, he's been robbed a couple of times, Jack, so I'm not too mad, but at the same time it's like he's at cruiserweight now. He's 38. I don't know how much he's got left to give, to be honest. He might have to call it a day.
Yeah.
He's probably one loss away from calling it a day, to be honest.
And he's not been fighting any names. This guy wasn't a name.
Yeah, because his last fight was against some random who he knocked out in the round.
Yeah, he's
some random.
And he's been fighting.
Is he still TMT?
I don't know. I know he's got ties in Saudi. He's always out there.
Yeah.
So I think he's TMT, but he's always on these like YouTuber cards and all this stuff. He's always on these. I don't know. He's got a plugging in on all these big shows. So
he needs it because we Mayweather fighters, they're not active, so he needs something. Hrgovic Zhang was a bit of a barnstormer. Hrgovic got the W, but I've seen a lot of people who say that they felt like Zhang took that, and Hrgovic was very, very fortunate to get gifted that decision.
Back and forth fight.
It was bombs. They're both throwing bombs. Zhang is like I was saying. Zhang is very heavy-handed. He hits. He can bang.
And he puts them together, man.
Yeah.
Puts their hands together for
real. Hrgovic got dropped in. Was it second or first
round? Yeah.
He was back of a head sort of punch. It wasn't a clean punch. I was surprised the referee gave it a knockdown. But he looked very uncomfortable in certain portions. You can't forget that this is the guy who we said is. And a lot of people said it's the real boogeyman with the division. Yeah. The one that's really next up.
But a lot of people were ducking
But Zhang really, really troubled him. So I guess it's a good learning fight for Hrgovic, maybe.
But Zhang's highly touted as well. Zhang's meant to make waves in the division.
I didn't realize how old Zhang was, you know.
Yeah, he's old.
He's 38.
Yeah, he's old. But
he's very old.
He's one of them ones who's meant to cause problems. And he gave Hrgovic cut in the third round.
Yeah.
Bad cut. So I think that played a factor as well. It looks like a bad one.
He was livid that he lost that. You saw his reaction. He was fuming.
He was. With the knockdown as well. A draw would have been calm with me.
Okay.
But they can run it back.
I'll see that. I mean, they both haven't got an option at the moment for a title, so.
I think that was an eliminator as well.
Yeah, it was an eliminator, but there's bare eliminators stacked up for the shot to these belts. So but the undisputed one have to come first.
Yeah, run it back.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be up for seeing that because they were both banging up there. I think those are sort of the main talking points on the card. Obviously, the main event was what we really cared about. Yeah. Over in America, because we previewed the supposed AB Figueroa card. Obviously, after we previewed the episode and dropped the episode, like a few days from the fight, AB pulled out. Yeah. Citing mental health, etc., etc. Which is very funny to me because before that mental health post of him pulling out, he showed him working out on the treadmill and stuff and going on runs. So I'm there thinking maybe this guy just didn't get the weight off in time. I don't know. But he says he'll be back, but he's cited mental health for the reason why he dropped out the fight. He was replaced by Lipinets. And Lipinets basically just battered Figueroa, bro. He took him out, destroyed him, dropped him a couple times, and in the end, I think Figueroa's dad pulled him out of the fight. Good comeback fight from Lipinets because I think obviously the last time we saw him out was against Giron. When he got battered. But I think on that undercard, was that the Brandon Lee? Brandon Lee was on the undercard. good prospect who I think we might have talked about on this pod before. I don't know if
we have.
Someone to look out for, but he had, his first taste of adversity. He got dropped in the first round. I think it was the first. Or was it the third?
Yeah, third round.
Third round he got dropped, but he was able to sort of come back and I think sort of win the rest of the fight, kind of. But it's good when you see a young, touted fighter obviously take that.
Well, that knockdown was heavy.
He looked very heavy.
That was heavy.
He looked very shaky on his legs afterwards. He looked very heavy.
Lucky he was end of the round still.
Yeah, but apparently at the end he sort of came back and he got VUD, so he did his thing. But it's always interesting when you see that. But yeah, most of the drama yesterday was coming from the AJ fight. There wasn't really nothing to talk about apart from over there in America.
Well, we've seen the Deontay Wilder's come out and supposed hiatus.
Yes, so Deontay Wilder is finally back. It's been just over a year? Just over a year since we last saw him in that Fury fight. He's finally coming back against someone we said we said it as a joke we'll come back against this guy.
No, we knew.
Actually, no, it wasn't a joke. We knew.
You're gonna put our money on it.
Hellenius. He's fighting Robert Hellenius, so they've given him some food to come back with, which is fine.
It's when he said his dream fights were.
He named and it's when he said Hellenius. He said, "Hang on a second.
That's what he's fighting.
That's you're right. That's when we point because it's like, hang on.
Hellenius are doing business.
How could you name 4 killers
and
then Hellenius out the blue? And that's when he said, he's fighting Hellenius, 100%. So
wait, he said Hellenius, someone else.
It was Dylan White.
I think he said Dylan White 3 times.
It was Dylan White. It was AJ as well. And then
Ruiz he said
no, Ruiz was on it. It was Dylan White, Ruiz, AJ, and then he said that last.
No, he didn't say AJ's name. He didn't say AJ's name. Okay. Yeah, he said Dylan White, Ruiz, Hellenius, and maybe some other people.
Hellenius.
He didn't say AJ's name, which was noticeable.
Yeah. Okay.
And we said it's going to be Hellenius.
Yeah. So
that's who it is.
And it's Hellenius. So in fact, this has probably been agreed time ago. They give him. Of course, they're gonna give him. They've been giving him food his whole career, so he's gonna get more food.
Yeah.
Hellenius is getting knocked out in like 2-3 rounds. Let's be real.
Spectacularly.
If Hellenius wins rounds though, which I think he probably will, I'm riding that. Wilder will be back, but it's gonna be a nasty knockout as usual for Wilder. I think it's pretty obvious that he's gonna fight the winner of Ruiz Ortiz, which is in September.
But given what he tweeted as well, and given obviously Eddie Hearn said they reached out to him to have a fight with AJ at some point.
Didn't he basically admit to ducking AJ again?
Yeah, he said yes. Well, I don't know what his tweets were, but he basically said they tried to lock me in.
For a fight with AJ,
No, that AJ would lose, but we ain't going for it, or something like that.
So you ducked him again?
Yeah, so basically,
pretty much.
He's turned down an AJ fight again.
Idiot.
And that's because he has Ruiz Ortiz lined up.
Yeah.
Winner of that, or maybe even just Ortiz.
But don't forget, the winner of that is, I think that will be the mandatory.
For the vacant the WBC.
For the WBC, because remember we checked.
Yeah.
Him and Ruiz are number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So Ruiz, it'll be made as the mandatory for the WBC. So fair enough, Deontay.
But we need to see him and AJ.
We need 100% to see that. Don't run from the smoke, man.
Even if they both lose the next one, we still need to see it.
The Americans are talking a lot now. Obviously, what happened to AJ? Obviously, Lucky went Wilder. They're talking smoke. So I need something, because the way people are talking AJ's name, like he can't even handle. They said AJ needs to go to work in bouncer at Box Park or something like that. They've been talking smack, man. So man, it just we need to happen. But man, it's been a very, very thorough episode, Flowz. I don't know if we've missed anything, because there's so much to talk about when it comes to this fight, but just gutting that AJ couldn't pull it together, man.
We go again, boxing still exists, we still enjoy it. Shout out to Usyk, done his thing. Deserves all the credit, all the acclaim. And shout out to AJ as well, man, he done his thing. Yeah, man, it is what it is. You can't win them all, and sometimes you come across a guy that is just too good. There's no shame in that. You just dust yourself off and you go again. So we'll see what's next for AJ when he comes back. But I'm pretty sure, I'm positive he's gonna come back. I can't lie. I'm not worried about that. But if he does, retire, he's had a hell of a career. He's achieved a lot, man. So shout out to him.
But yeah, man, let's call it a day. It's been episode 104 of SZN Podcast. Once again, I've been your boy Kam.
I'm your boy Flowz.
And as always, please go check us out on the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, we're everywhere. Peace.
You take it a strap. I'm strapped up.
What was that about?
Let's make the fight happen. We strapped the fuck up.